Okay, so I purchased the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 almost 2 years ago now, but with a new DJI Osmo Pocket 4 on the horizon, I guess the question is this still a useful piece of equipment to own in 2025 going on 2026? I guess we'll find out. So one of the things that I really like about this is the size. I find things like this, like walking and talking, to be quite awkward when you're holding a much bigger camera, but something about this just feels way less intrusive. And the ability to just kind of pull this camera out anywhere you are in the city or around people and shoot something kind of discreetly has been probably its best feature. I also use this thing a lot for behind the scenes, and that also has been very useful. So one of the things that has been really important about the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is to own the right accessories. It doesn't really come right out of the box exactly ready to shoot for all situations. I mentioned this in my last video, but I really wish this would have come with ND out of the box. But you know, it's pretty easy to get some aftermarket ND filters for this. And now that this camera is almost 2 years old, there's plenty of accessories that you can buy fairly easily in places like Amazon. I guess things that I wish were different about this, I suppose a better zoom, which allegedly might be coming on the new version of this camera, or at least a second telephoto option would be great. D-Log, not D-Log-M, just more color grading flexibility for those that want to do it that way. So one of the things I really like about the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 has been the ability to shoot behind the scenes of myself doing the thing. And in years gone by, I just haven't really collected enough video to show what I do when I'm working. And I think the nice thing about this is that it's quite discreet, and it's also really easy to set up. Often when I'm doing a bigger shoot, I don't have time or ability really to set up a whole bunch of other camera gear to just film myself. It's kind of an afterthought. So this has allowed me to shoot some of the things that I'm doing and create a behind the scenes for social media and for some of the courses I'm making without a whole lot of extra work. And then I can augment the quality of the Osmo Pocket 3, which is pretty good, but maybe not as good as if somebody else was filming, obviously. But it allows me to just collect some of that material so that I can use that in my own promotional tools while still focusing on the task at hand. So one of the things I didn't talk about in my last video very much, or at all actually, was still photos. I don't love the still photos from this camera, but they'll pass. I think if you're mainly doing vlogging or video work and you just want the ability to take the occasional photo, that is fine, but I wouldn't consider this a still photography camera by any stretch. It really lacks some of the manual control that's required for that type of work, but it's okay. In a pinch. So obviously one of the things that's so great about this camera is the ability to put it in kind of strange places. It's so small and easy to mount, and with some accessory mounts you can actually mount this in a lot of kind of cool spots that you wouldn't be able to get a normal camera. So if you're really creative with this, it can be a great auxiliary camera to your production, just to be able to get the camera in places you might not normally be able to do. So another great thing about this has just been its integration into the DJI ecosystem. Obviously with the expanding lineup of microphones and action cameras and things, it only becomes more useful, and those accessories are all compatible between all those different devices, so that's a nice perk. Single-handedly, one of the best features of this camera is actually the microphone that it comes with in the Creator Combo, which is the DJI Wireless Mic 2. It has just been super useful to have that kicking around in my pack whenever I might just randomly want to record some audio. It's not my favorite mic compared to using the Senken lavaliers that I normally use, which are a very professional grade lav and very expensive, but it just makes good audio so easy. And I would say it is good. It's not the best, but it's very good. And to be able to integrate some of the new wireless mics that are coming out, like the DJI Wireless Mic 3 and the mini version of the microphone as well, is just great. And even for someone who has experience with a lot of different types of video production, I think that this camera is just still such a useful tool to be able to just go. I mean, you can be within seconds ready to record. And I generally just have this whole setup in my backpack just in case. Because even when you know what you're doing professionally, it can be really challenging to just whip out a camera setup, get everything organized in the right amount of time. And sometimes something's just spur of the moment and you need to be able to hit record and just start making something. and this is a great little camera for that. I don't think it's ever been faster to string together a whole bunch of half-baked thoughts into a video than it is now, and that's thanks to the DJI Pocket 3. If this was the only camera you had and you needed to start a YouTube channel or make video content for your business, there'd be no reason why you couldn't do that with this. Obviously, if you want to become a professional videographer, this is not the tool that is going to get you there on its own, but it certainly is a useful piece of equipment. So I guess my thoughts on this at this point are that it is still a great little camera, and there probably are some new features coming down the pipe that I'm going to want. But at the end of the day, if this comes down in price, it will still be a very enticing buy for an established photographer looking to shoot behind the scenes of themselves, or just random vlog content, or for a new vlogger looking to get into it and maybe not spend as much money. So that's kind of what I think about this. I feel like it's still going to be a useful tool. In any case, back to shooting, and we will see you in the next video.